Alright, so hello everybody and welcome to today's video. In this video I'm going to be explaining the best way to become a decent trader in Rocket League. I'm by no means one of the best, but some easy ways and tips you can use to help you make profit and get items that you want to buy that are a bit expensive maybe at the moment or whatever you want, but I'm just going to show you the best way to make profit in Rocket League. So first up is you're going to need to find a good website for trading. So the one I use is RL Garage. It's rocket-league.com, and you go to the trading section, and I find it's really easy to use. I've been using it for years. All the time I've been trading in Rocket League. You can filter anything you want to what you want to find and what you want to sell. You can add trades nice and easy, and you can see exactly what it is you want to buy. Adding people is easy. You just click on their profile, it will take you straight to the link. I do it on PC. You can also get the app for it for like console and everything, but it's good to have one single website you go to so you get familiarized with it. Also try and get on with loads of people on it, so obviously you have more diverse range of trades. But yeah, I'd say that's one of the most important things that you can first do. Secondly is, I'd say, the way you speak to people. So it's very important to speak to people, one, politely. Also try and be quite easy to talk to, because obviously the easier you are to talk to, the easier it is to try and work around someone's, like, what they want to trade. The politer you are, the more appetizing it is almost for someone to want to trade with you. Because if you're going to start off being blunt and just a bit, you know, off, they're not going to want to trade with you. But if you're being nice and polite, they're going to be more prone to trade with you. You can be a nice person, they might even add an extra bit on for your hospitality. So that's very important. Make sure you're cool with everyone, you're inviting, have a nice phrase when you start a conversation, like, hi, how can I help? Or, you know, at the end always be nice, like, thank you. Even if you say no to a trade, good luck in the future, or something like that. That's always really important. So obviously you also get a good reputation as a trader, which I'll also move on to another point about your reputation as a trader. But next, I think, is the aesthetics of your trade. So when you're doing a trade, definitely organise them, because you can do it, like, when you put it on a website, I mean, you can like put up loads of different trades, categorise them into different ones. So one with maybe exotic wheels you're selling, another one with black markets, or one with some imports. This way, when people are looking at it, they're more prone to see it and think, oh, he's a good trader, you know. So if you're separating, like, here he's done all wheels, or here they're just looking for black markets, so it's more professional and people want to click on it and they're more interested in what's being shown. Rather, if it's all scattered and just different items in different places, it might not seem as appealing. So that's also an important one. Make your trades look appealing to whoever's looking through them. Next is planning and research. Now this is a really important one to me. I have a notepad, and I write down different items I'm selling, what I think they're worth, so what people are buying them for and what they're selling for. This way, when you're going into trade, you know exactly what is a good price to sell or buy a certain item at. It also means that if people are trying to give you certain other items, you can add up exactly how much it's worth and to see if it's a good thing. So I'll show you what I do with my items. So as you can see here, these are just some items that I put up for sale, and I can show you, like, these are more my notes. You probably won't understand how I've written them, but I've sort of put down how much the most of some items are being sold for and the least they're being bought for. So it just gives me an idea as to general prices, because even though there's price indications on the website, it's not exactly very accurate. So I like to look at the actual price that people are selling for it. And so I think making notes and keeping in, like, a notepad on what you're actually doing makes it so much easier. You get a proper idea of what's going to be a good deal and what's not. So definitely just spend a little bit of time going through trades on certain items you want to trade with. So you get a better idea of what kind of item is worth what price. Next is time. So trading is not something you can just do like that. You don't just look up a trade and you get a good one. It takes time. You've got to put up trade and you've got to wait for people to respond. I find a good way to do it is let people offer you things rather than doing a set price, because if you're doing a set price, people might, it'll lower the amount of people doing it. But if people give you offers, they might do in items and they might give a slight overpay in items. So it's just good to let people do an offer and decide whether it's good. But good offers might not come instantly. It could take a couple of days, because some items are quite unique to, you know, they're quite their own sort of item, and most people might not like it, so it will take a bit of time for someone to find that item. So just leave it up there for a few days, and eventually there'll be someone who's interested in it and will be willing to pay a little bit more, because some of the, like, not so expensive items, not many of them are being sold because they're not worth that much. But that also means that the demand, that means that the supply is lower and the demand goes up, so people will be willing to pay more for it. So just keep an eye on those smaller, less common traded items, and just wait, be patient, and eventually you will find a good trade. And don't sell anything until you get a good deal, because the more you wait, trust me, the more chance you'll find something that's a good trade. I have sold items that I thought no one's going to want this, but I put it up anyway because I don't, and then someone will want it because it fits with their design of car, and then they'll take it for a price you didn't expect. So definitely be patient and give it some time. Next on the list, I put selling little items you don't use. So everyone has those items in your inventory that you just don't use, and they're just, you know, ones that you never even look at, you don't even question about using them for your car. So let me just load up Rocket League. It's cool. Okay, so if I go into my garage, manage inventory, I don't know, let's have a look at some wheels. Sky blue quadhoppers, I will never use them. I should definitely sell them. Purple Infiniums, I've never used them in my car before since getting them in a crate. So just all these little ones, even if they're not worth a lot, every little bit adds up. So if you list it on the website, again, just for offers, wait for people to come in, and if someone has a car and it fits with those wheels that maybe you didn't see, they're going to pay a little bit more for it. So definitely, all the items you don't use, just get rid of them. If you're not going to use them, it's pointless being there. So just get the most you can for it. Obviously, trading to credits is a good idea because that's a universal price. You can't question how much credits are worth. So just try and trade up all the things you don't use to credits, and then you'll have a little bit more, and that could be the extra bit you need to get the item you want. So definitely go ahead and make sure you clean out your inventory. Next up on the list is you need to watch out for scams, guys, because a lot of the time that can not only ruin your Rocket League inventory, people can hack into your account. This is especially prominent on Steam and PC, because people will send like website links, and these website links are like fake Steam. They ask you to put in your details, and before you know it, they've got your details, and they'll go into your account and you'll never see any of your stuff again. So just make sure you watch out for these scams, because there will be people who are illegitimate and they just will take advantage of your ignorance towards these things. So just watch out, be super careful, because in the past, not recently, because they make it a bit less easy for people to scam you in Rocket League, but I have been tricked, or I haven't realised, but people are like swapping out items or just changing what their offer was or something like that. This was like for me quite a while back, like a couple of years ago, when you used to be able to swap out items without people seeing. But still, there are links and everything in today's society in Rocket League, so just watch out for that and make sure you don't get scammed. Right, next up is your reputation as a trader. Right, that leads me on to what I said about earlier, being nice to people. It gives you a good reputation as a trader. I'm going to quickly show you something on my Steam profile which gives off a good image and will make people more interested to trade with you and almost trust you a little bit more. Alright, so it's very important as a trader to not try and rip people off. You need to be fair about it, and if you're going to make profit, make sure it's minute, or don't ask for things that are a bit too much, because you won't get a good reputation as a trader. And also, leading on to being nice, what happens here is you're going to get plus reps in your profile. Now, I haven't traded for a while, I'm only getting back into it again, but I'm starting to show the ropes. I used to ask for like, can you plus rep, because the really good thing about it is I've got pages of people putting plus rep and everything, and if someone's about to add you and they see all these things, it's really good to see, because it shows you're a trusted trader and that you've traded in the past and you've made people happy from those trades. So I always know, I'm always comforted going onto someone's Steam profile and it says plus rep, good trader, you know, kind trader. That's encouraging. Whereas if someone who hasn't got such a great reputation, you might be a little bit nervous as to trading with them, might not go, you know, might not trust them as to what they're saying, or might think they're doing a bad deal. So it's always good, again, to be nice, because that leads to good reputations. Maybe even ask for a comment on your profile, because it's no harm, and you can do it back to a person if it's a good trade. But at the end of the day, if people are looking at it, they're going to be more inclined to trade with you, so definitely take that into account. Up next is advertise the item you're selling on your car. So I'm going to do a little example of it. If you're selling something that isn't so aesthetically pleasing, like, let's have a look. Okay, let's see these wheels here. Maybe on their own, you're advertising on the car like that, they don't look that nice. So what I'm going to choose, I'm going to try and spice up the car just a little bit, so that when people join my party to trade with it and they see it can look nice on a car, they'll be more inclined to give a little bit of a higher offer. So I'm going to quickly spice it up, try and make it look a bit better. So all I've done there really is, I find pearlescent matte looks really nice, and when you put the colours to mix like that, it's so simple. Just get a bit of pearlescent matte, a bit of glossy, whatever, stick two colours that match the wheel, and automatically it looks more appetizing to buy, and people might see that and think, oh, I could do some good designs with that. I might pay an extra 10 credits, 50 credits, whatever it is. But either way, definitely advertise it, because it's like anything. You see something advertised online and it doesn't look good, you're not going to buy it. Even if you know what it is, but it doesn't look good, you won't buy it. Whereas something might be absolutely rubbish, but you advertise it good, people are more inclined to get it. So just definitely advertise it well and show people the potential of it looking good, even if it's as simple as matching up the colours like that. It could go a long way. Alright, so I'm moving on to the last thing on my list. That is save and make note of the profits you're making. So the really good thing about making them, making note of your profits, it's almost like opening a savings account for your bank. What it does is all the money you're making, like not the money you already have, but the extra bits that you've earned from profit on trades that you might have earned an extra 20 credits, make note of that and make sure you know how much you've actually made, because then you'll be able to perhaps invest with those credits, or you can save up something for a new item without actually losing any money from your original fund, for example. So say you started off with 500 credits, you've done some trading, and you've now got 750 without losing any items. You made 250 credits profit. So just separate that. So you've got 500 credits still, but the 250 of profit, and then you can invest that perhaps into some, I don't know, very rare, the trade ups you can get to white octane, something like that. Or perhaps just literally spend the 250 credits on something new, a new item that you want to sell to make more profit. But just definitely separate it, because it gives you a clear idea of how much money you've made, as well as how much money you have to invest and how much you've earned. And it's just great to keep notes of all the money you're winning and losing. Also gives you an idea as to how well you're doing, anything to change anything or do anything up. But yeah, altogether, I think that pretty much sums it up. All these things together, it will make you a decent trader. If you do all these things, you'll be more organised, you'll be more easier to approach, it will just be an all-round better and more profitable experience if you try and do these. Again, I must say I'm not a great trader, but I can make profit from doing all these things and just taking time, looking into it, being nice, getting a good website, advertising things on my card, making note of profits, just doing a little notepad for those things. All these things together could help you quite a lot. So definitely take these into account, and it will help you with trading and perhaps make you a bit of a better and more pleasant trader. So I hope it's been of some assistance to you. Most of these things you probably already know, but they are important things that you can't forget in trading in Rocket League, and this goes for probably any other trading game, but in Rocket League specifically, definitely go for it. So that's it. I'll see you in the next video very soon, but until then, take care and see you later.